But first tonight, after 8 months in office, the Albanese government are busy implementing their agenda. Now, of course, that is what we elect governments to do, but we also expect them to be upfront with that agenda. And let's remember that just 32.6% of Australians gave Labor their primary vote. That's the lowest since 1934, when Jack Lang ran splinter candidates against the Labor Party. And if you discount that vote-splitting exercise, last year was Labor's worst performance since 1903. Still, we have to acknowledge they won government, but they now have a responsibility to the entire nation. And there are some troubling signs that Labor are chasing an agenda that they didn't actually take to the Australian people. Last Friday, for example, they announced new Australian Communication and Media Authority powers to, quote, combat harmful online misinformation and disinformation. Now, according to the government press release, digital platforms will continue to be responsible for the content they host and promote to users. In balancing freedom of expression with the need to address online harm, the code and standard-making powers will not apply to professional news and authorised electoral content, nor will the ACMA have a role in determining what is considered truthful. Well, when I read that, I thought it sounds like a bunch of misinformation. And here's why. Firstly, the major social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter and the like, they are not responsible for the content they host and promote. In fact, it's quite the opposite. These platforms are deliberately not accountable for what is posted on their sites. They have no legal responsibility, even though the social media companies have been shown to collude with government to censor, to suppress and to cancel content they don't want you to know. The COVID pandemic exposed just how extensive this big tech and big government collaboration is. And the truth? It was often hidden away in favour of the official government narrative with the support of official fact-checkers who were really opinion editors. It's also noteworthy that the new standards will not apply to professional news and authorised electoral content. Well, quite what professional news is these days is a matter of some debate. However, if it's outfits that operate simply or with the approval of government, then we actually have a problem. In recent years, it seems that citizen journalists or non-mainstream media has actually been responsible for breaking a lot more truths than many other more established publications. And the authorised electoral content? That's an interesting exemption. I mean, it's not like Labor have a history of making outrageous and demonstrably false claims during an election campaign to swing things their way. The Mediscare campaign is just one of them that springs to mind. And then there's the small matter of ACMA having no role in declaring what is considered truthful. Well, how are they going to determine what's misinformation or disinformation? And if it's not ACMA, then who will be the arbiter of these truths? The government? The ABC fact-checkers? Or maybe just some sub-faction of the political left? Goodness knows, all of these outfits have been found wanting in their truth declarations before. And the fact that this announcement was slipped out late on a Friday afternoon during the holiday season tells us all we need to know about how sensitive this issue is. It conjures up the reawakening of Labor's previous hate media proposal, which was clearly targeted at media outlets that reported unfavourably on the Rudd-Gillard governments. We do need a free media in this country, not one that is constantly under threat by sanction or of sanction by government. And that includes individual reporters and emerging companies that have a tiny fraction of the resources of the major players, but who have actually done a mighty job of countering government censorship. Now it appears they are the targets for non-compliance.